Today we'll be painting the Grinch on a nail. So to start off, I find my reference picture. It's really good to find something that has high detail and really nice contrast. That way you can get a really good representation of what the item is. In this case, we're painting the Grinch. I start off with this really nice green color. I think it's a good base for our Grinch here. I kind of put in some of the small details, starting off with his nose because I know that's going to be centered. Put in his mouth here and find out where his eyes go. And this is just kind of our rough outline, our sketch, if you will, of where we want everything to lay out. And if it all looks good from there, then we can continue with adding in more detail. So as I'm putting this in, it does look a little off. So I'm readjusting everything, making sure that I go a little bit wider. That way his eyes aren't just stuck in the middle. And once we get that kind of figured out, we can go in and add some shading here. I use a darker shade of green for this. That is going to be number 50 by Gotti Nails. And then we can go in with our black as well. With the black, I know that the eye area is super dark, as well as the bridge of his nose based off of the reference picture, and he's got his scowling eyes, so I go back in with number 50 just to add some of those marks. As we continue to examine that photo, we can add in as many details as we can see from the picture, and every little bit of detail really helps. Continue to study that photo. I notice that under his chin here is a little bit darker, so I go in with my colors and make it right. With the nose, I did make some adjustments to number 50 by adding white, just to make it a little bit lighter, and go all around him, adding some more shading as well. His fur, I don't know if it's his fur, I guess it's his fur. Fur, skin, whatever it is, I use the brush really dry just so that I get the fur strokes in there. And that way it looks like fur rather than just shaded green. And continue to go in, adding darker spots under his eyebrows here. I think we're using it pretty wet just because we want to have it look very solid rather than very furrish like. And now I'm going in with my black as well. And with every stroke I'm doing, I'm kind of getting darker and darker and just adding more shading to the whole entire image. I go in with white, put it in his eyes here. And this is where I can really kind of make my adjustments to the shape of his eyes. Because if I went too thin before, I can make it go wider. And that's what you kind of saw there. I made his eyes a lot wider than how I initially had them. Going in with a lighter shade of green that is white mixed with our original color. Brighten it up, add some highlights into his head there. And then continue in with the eyebrows. I use just the point of the brush to add the shading, making it darker. I do give him a different color lip here, so I use kind of like a nude color as well as some black to shade that in and give him his lips. With his eyes, I take a shade of green as well as some black here just to make his little pupil. And I think it turned out all right. I used black with the very point of my brush just to outline his eyeball. And continue to add more shading into his nose and add highlights to his eye and nose as well. With the highlights, it's really important to use white and just using the very point of your brush. Once you've touched that nail, then you want to pull away, not applying too much pressure, because if you do, you're just going to get a big old blob. Once I've got that, I want to go ahead and cure it, make sure that it doesn't move anywhere, as well as in all of these coats, you want to make sure you get in and cure in between them. Now I just go back in, do my final little low light situations here, the little mark in between his nose, and finish it off. I use our no wipe top coat. You can use whatever top coat you like, but I find that our top coat has the best shine. Now, that's it. That's the Grinch. It was a little bit more detailed than most of our other videos, so I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to like and subscribe. It really helps out the channel. If you'd like to see more, check everything else out. Bye!